Bigfoot and Dogman are two of the biggest, fiercest, and certainly most famous cryptids to wander the forests of North America, and when you put a couple of apex predators into the same area, they're bound to run into each other sooner or later. So this begs the question, how do these two beasts interact? Well, as you can probably guess from the nature of these two things, they're not exactly buddies. But the Gugwi, seemingly a mix of the two creatures, makes me wonder if they can get along, so to speak. Bigfoot sightings are rare, Dogman sightings even rarer, and dual sightings the rarest of all, but there are more than a few stories floating around out there if you look, and there do seem to be a few similarities in all of them. First of all, conflicts are not as common as you might believe. There's a certain degree of mutually assured destruction between two creatures this big and ferocious, and even with the high levels of aggression that have been reported, dividing up the forest or one group finding a new home is really just the smartest option. North America has more than enough woods and prey for either of the two. But if peace isn't an option, things can get real ugly real fast. A 10-foot-tall ape man versus an 8-foot-tall werewolf would sell us out Madison Square Garden any day, but that's not a fight that'll stop with a knockout. If these two backwoods brawlers ever square off, for one of them it's going to be their last. But that raises the question, who wins? Well, it depends on a lot of circumstances. A fight isn't just a weightlifting contest, and factors such as terrain, numbers, and how recently they've eaten, among others, would all weigh very heavily on the outcome of this cryptid clash. Stories do seem to reflect this, with victories mostly split down the middle. The size difference favors Bigfoot, but the Dogman's razor-sharp claws and teeth help him to bridge the gap. If a Dogman is bigger, or if they have more members of their pack to help them, the results are pretty gruesome. Fascinatingly, many of these conflicts don't just arise over territorial disputes, but from Bigfoot attempting to protect humans from the Dogman. One story involved a 7-foot-tall Sasquatch signaling for a hiker to hide himself mere moments before a 10-foot-tall Dogman came crashing down their trail. Other stories where Bigfoot holds the height and weight advantage ends in one Dogman whose race is run. There are stories we'll never hear of where the Dogman proved victorious, because if they can put down a Sasquatch, they can certainly put down any eyewitnesses.